I'm 17 years old, and I've already been through the kind of loss that most people don't experience until much later. When I was 5 years old, a severe heart attack took my father in the middle of the night. He was only 44. 1 minute, he was tucking me into bed, and shortly after, I was awakened to ambulance lights. Then came that fluorescent lit room that still haunts me to this day. I was standing there, staring at his lifeless body, cold, blue, and covered in wires. I couldn't understand how someone so full of life could just disappear like that. It felt like the ground opened up beneath me. My mom did her best to support me while also managing her own grief. I carried this knot in my chest, the size of a bowling ball, heavy, invisible, and exhausting. My mom sensed this and took me to many different kinds of therapy, including talk, art, and even a drum circle, with a slew of different therapists and professionals. But even as a little kid, I remember thinking, why should I listen to them? They haven't been where I am. Little did I know that what I was looking for wasn't advice. I was looking for someone who just got it without me needing to explain. I needed communal healing, but I didn't quite know what that was yet. My mom quickly realized that these traditional modes of therapy just weren't working out for me. So she went back to the drawing board. She really just never gives up. It was around that time that my grandmother, my Gigi, saw a documentary about a grief camp for kids. So we thought, we'd give it a try. I showed up thinking, grief camp, so what, we cry in our cabins and eat weird oatmeal? But it was nothing like that at all. There were campfires and water balloon fights, and also kids that just got it. Got me. I laughed a lot more than I thought I would. And yeah, I cried too, but it felt okay, because I wasn't the only one. Experience Camps is a week-long sleepaway camp for children who've lost parents, siblings, or caregivers. And at camp, I was finally surrounded by people my age who got what I was going through. There's a name for what happens at camp. It's called communal healing. Communal healing is a healing that happens together, through shared tears, shared laughter, and a whole lot of trust. It is this deep emotional and psychological healing that comes from being around people who've been through similar situations as you. Your stories don't have to be exactly the same. You don't have to talk about it or even say the words. There's just this quiet familiarity and unspoken trust, like your path and theirs begin to sync up. And though you're still carrying your own pain, you're no longer carrying it alone. At camp, beneath all that fun of relay races and water slides, something much deeper was happening. Something I've never quite had the words for. With the youth board at Experience Camps, I've given speeches, recorded podcasts, written articles, absolutely everything and anything to try to explain what makes this camp so amazing. The safety, the stillness, the way grief and joy somehow dance side by side. But no matter how many times I talk about it, I've always struggled to explain what it feels like to be there. Like being wrapped in this blanket of people who just understand you. But communal healing isn't just for grief. It's for anyone and everyone who's ever felt alone with their pain. Whether it's depression, anxiety, bullying. When people gather with empathy and understanding, that is when true healing begins. Communal healing can happen in many different places. It can happen in a support group, a school club. It can happen in online communities, retreats, and faith-based spaces. And it can happen with many different people, from a counselor to a mentor, or even in a quiet walk with someone who gets it. Even if you're just sitting next to someone who is hurting and saying nothing at all, your presence can be the loudest form of love for them. So yes, communal healing can happen anywhere and with anyone, but it's currently lacking. We need to begin to focus on connection and community. But that only happens when we stop trying to fix each other and telling each other how we should feel, and instead just showing up for each other, being that silent supporter. Today, I walk with people who don't just sympathize, but they understand. They're not just in my life, but they are on my path. If you've ever carried that knot in your chest as I do, know this. You don't have to explain it to everyone. But when you find someone who feels it too, walk with them. Step by step, heart to heart, no words needed. Thank you so much.